Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to week 17 of building Crait, guys. Alright, so last week we weren't able to finish the wall. I think you can guess what we're going to do, and you can kind of see behind me, we're going to finish the wall this time. So last week I ran out of that Technic lift arm piece that was pretty essential to finish the wall, so that delayed it to this week. So I guess we're behind a week technically, but there really isn't a schedule to Crait. It's just, as it goes. But yeah, no, it's exciting. This behind me doesn't even you have to see it at the end. All of the work that goes into the wall, finishing it was definitely not as easy as a lot of you might think. A lot of you might think, oh, you just gotta just put a bunch of pieces on and that's it. Yeah, it's easy. It's not easy. I promise it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work and a lot of... You can get frustrated pretty easily, especially on something like as big as this, where a lot of different problems that you wouldn't think would occur do occur. So you have to play patience with yourself kind of when you're building stuff like this. But guys, I'm not going to talk too much longer here. I do also want to say that next segment is going to be one not to be missed. If you thought this one was I'm sorry, not this segment, the one after that. So we're on week 17, so week 19, I believe. So the one after this, we're going to finish doing the front trenches, but the one after that one for sure is not going to be, you're not going to want to miss that. And I'll talk more at the end of the video about what week 19 is going to be so special and important about. So, all right, that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into building and finishing this wall. Let's go. Okay, everybody, so starting this week's segment of Crait off. Guys, this is where we left off last week. Basically, I ran out of these Technic beams that were kind of essential for finishing the wall. I went ahead and ordered a bunch more. They came. Here they are. I ordered probably too many, much more than I could probably need, honestly. But hey, you never know. Having a little extra isn't such a bad thing. But these came. That's fantastic. I also ordered some extra Technic pins, some different things like that. So that's also here. That's fantastic. But now, what we're going to do in this segment is we're going to finish this wall. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I did on this side over here. We're going to build it up with a bunch of these beams, these Technic lift arm beams that I bought. We're going to do the same on this side, and we're going to cross it over like I did here as well, and that'll be what I show you next. And then on top of that, once we get all of this filled in, we're going to finish the wall. We're going to build it up. This is the final height right here. We're going to build it up to this point, and we'll finish off right here, and we'll finish off right here, and the wall will be done, and I will be so happy. So let's get this going, guys. I am so excited. So get a good look at it right now because it's going to be all filled in by the end of this video. So without ado, I'm going to take the time. I'm going to get all this unpacked, and then I'm going to make sure that we finish this. So without ado, let's see what it looks like, guys. And there it is, guys. I have spent the last 2.5 hours doing this. You wouldn't think it would take that long, especially for the fact that I'm just copying this side. But for some reason it took a lot longer to get this going, but as you can see now, it's all one big completed, I guess an oval shape. But it looks good though. I'm very happy, and then as you can see, I kind of did this along here. I left this purposely open right here because you're going to have this kind of come up later on, and this is going to form a brace, so this has to stay open. I'm not going to fill it in with bricks. Maybe at one point I will, but that's not going to happen today. But yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same on both sides. It's a little different, like in certain spots, but in terms of where the Technic rods are, all of that is literally perfectly the same on each side. Something I did have trouble with actually was this particular brace right here, this one. This gave me so much trouble. And I can't even explain it to you guys of just how annoyed I was. When I first, before I even put this in here, when I was first putting this brick right here, it would not line up. It just wouldn't line up with the bricks around here, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I spent literally 30 minutes taking everything apart around here, being like, you know, is exactly like here? Is this right? You know, how many bricks back from the wall? I just like all kinds of things, and it turns out I had it right at the beginning. What needed to happen was this needed to connect to this, because what was happening is the wall was kind of enclosing on each other just because of friction and how there's little tiny, if you can kind of see when I move the Lego, you can see there's like this weird thing, and what you're seeing basically is just light on the other side. You're seeing the wall, those lines between the bricks, and there's that little bit of spacing between Lego bricks, and it's kind of essential for how Lego bricks work. Obviously there's these like I don't know, not even a millimeter, but very, very small amount of space, but that space, when you start lining it all the way over like this, it adds up into maybe 1 millimeter, and that 1 millimeter was what that problem was. So basically this allowed me to get the spacing between the bricks, having this big brace coming over here and connecting to this. It allowed it all for it to space apart correctly, space the bricks apart, and this brace right here, this internal brace that's under the bricks, that also helped as well. So if you're ever having trouble, guys, where you're building something very large and something like this where you're having to connect things all together, and you know there's a connecting point brace or something like that, and you're like, why is it not fitting? It's more or less because of the spacing between the Lego bricks, or you just, you know, made a mistake too. But I thought I made a mistake, but it turns out it was literally just spacing adding up, and therefore you needed the braces to all connect at once in order for it to work. So quite a challenge. I didn't expect it to be a challenge, but it was. But hey, it's done now, so I'm excited. So now what I'm going to do is finish this wall, completely finish it. I'm going to fill it in all the way over here. You know, I just have to build this up a little bit here, a little bit here. The way this will be built is exactly how this is built, because this middle area is the brace I wanted. There's no point in building another brace across. There's no use out of that. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to fill this in. So last look at it when it was incomplete. So without ado, let's see the completed version.
So I'm painting the sky with a candy green and the clouds with silver lines. Forgetting the time you were holding me and you told me that you were mine.
And there it is, guys. It's now completed. It looks awesome. So yeah, now we just need to put it back on the base, and it's gonna look even better, honestly. The one last thing I have to do is to tile all of this top right here. That's something that can be done totally later. It's not necessary right now, but yeah, I know it looks really good actually. Like, it looks really, really, really good. I'm very happy with it, guys. So again, this beam right here, this is where this is gonna kind of pop out, and we're gonna have another beam kind of support the weight here in order to hold it up, and we'll kind of look into that later on in a future segment. But it's all supported. You know, we have the supports going all the way up here, all the way up here, and of course across, and on the bottom, and a little bit right there in the middle. So whew, this was a lot of work, and I'm so happy that this part of the mock is done now. Yeah. But without ado, let me go ahead and put it back on on Crait itself, and we'll finish off with that. So let's take a look, guys. Let's see what this looks like on Crait with the new final height. Let's see it. Well, guys, before I show what the big wall looks like and how it's all finished, I also wanted to show all those fractals that me and Dylan did last week. I didn't show what those look like when they are all laid down. So there it is. It looks so good, guys. Like, oh my god. I know a lot of you are like, you got to make different variations. I disagree. I think one version of it is all that I need and it looks so good. I love the look, like especially when you get down like this level, you get those little cracks, and it and then you get really low and it's perfectly flat. It's I couldn't ask for a better for it to be any better, honestly. I think this is the way to go. Absolutely 100%. It looks so good. I love the way these pieces are looking. But man, do I have to make so many of these. Look at how much more. And this is not even the, don't forget there's going to be another section right here. So to fill in all of this with these fractal pieces. By the way, they're not salt pieces, they're fractals. After watching Star Wars The Last Jedi, the documentary, I took a lot from it, and they're actually called fractals, not salt pieces. I've been wrong this entire time, guys. All right, there it is. Look at that massive wall. I love it. I love it so much. And then, you get the fractals right here. You can imagine that mountain going up right here, and then you have the wall, and you can imagine not having the stilts. I see it, guys. I can envision the final version of Crait now. I can see it. It's not that far. It's a little far, but it's not that far off. But yeah, it's looking good now. I really, really am so happy, guys. So the wall that is the final height right there. It is so tall. Like, I don't think the video that you're watching does it justice. Literally, if I go up to it, it is at my eye level, and I am little over 5'10". So that should give you a good idea how massively tall it is. It's very tall. I can't describe it enough, but yeah, it's big, it's giant, and it's perfect. It's exactly the size I want it to be. There it is. It stilts. We just took a look at the back of it, but it looks so good. I kind of like that. It's very perspective, interesting. But yeah, no, it looks so good. And then if you kind of want to see that, kind of what does it look like from the trench level, I suppose. That's how big it looks from that perspective. But yeah, guys, I'm so happy. This is one thing that we can say is done. And now, from here on out, we're going to be working on the mountains, and we're going to be working on the trenches and everything up here and everything around the wall, because the wall's done. I guess the biggest challenge from here on out will definitely be suspending the wall so that it doesn't have to be stilts like that under it. That will definitely be quite the challenge, but we won't worry about that quite yet. It'll be something we'll probably worry about in, say, a month or so from now. So yeah, but guys, from these fractals, look how awesome this looks. Like, that is just so sweet. I love it. And then you have the final wall. And I'll just back up even more and just show you guys the whole mock. What it looks like right now. There it is. That's Crait currently. It's definitely going to change quite a bit, but it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. If you're wondering what this is something I'm going to save probably for next week, but I have started prototyping with the turrets that have to be right here. That's something we'll worry about in the next segment. But guys, this has been awesome. I know, you probably wanted to see a little bit more than what we did, but the wall just took so much time. I think I spent over 6 hours building that thing, and it's crazy. But with the fractals down right here, you can really see how Crait's gonna look now. Now that you see the large amount of fractals, you can kind of see what I'm going to do with the mountain. You can see what I'm doing with the base. You can see what I'm doing with the trenches. Like, everything is here now. There is one thing that's missing, and we'll talk about it here in a little bit at the end. But yeah, guys, this is great. All right, we'll go ahead and end out the segment from here. Let's go. All right, guys. So that was the segment. I think the wall looks awesome. I love how the final version of this wall looks. I also love the fractals all placed everywhere. It just looks so good. Yeah, there's no words to describe how much I love the way it looks. I'm really honestly happy with it. I wouldn't change anything with the fractals. Same with the wall. I think it looks great. If there was one thing I could change, I wish Lego had made a bunch of different, different colored slopes. Would have been nice to create like that very grungy, rusted. That's kind of the color of the wall. It's definitely dark gray, but it definitely also has rust to it. So some dark oranges, or maybe even a tad bit of dark green or dark tan, like any of those colors put together would have been really cool. The only problem is a dark orange especially is not available in these type of slopes, so that was kind of the reason why I ended up just deciding that the whole wall should be one color, and that was dark gray. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's definitely closer to what it actually looks like in the movie than using a whole bunch of different other colors. I think this is probably the best result we can get. I'm happy with it, and I hope you guys are too. Now, in the beginning of the video, I talked quickly that next segment we're going to be doing trenches and, doing more upfront stuff, and we're also probably going to be working on the turrets. But the segment after that, week 19, so we're on week 17 right now. Week 19 will be the episode that a lot of you have been waiting. Like, literally, you've been waiting since the beginning of Crait, and I've teased it so much, especially at the beginning. But we're finally gonna build the ATM6. I'm sure a lot of you probably guessed it, but yeah, that's what we're doing week 19. It would be next week, but I have ordered all these parts for building the ATM6. I'll have everything I need to build it right there, so it's not gonna be extended to another segment. But the designer, I didn't design the ATM6 that I'm gonna be building. It's actually by a designer, I think his name's it's not Michael, it's Michael, something like that, but his name will be displayed when we get to that video. But the designer, super nice guy. He's also gonna the design that I'm gonna be building the ATM6 off of will be available for you can purchase the instructions, and this is something I'll talk about when we actually get to building the ATM6. But the exciting part is that you guys will be able to build it yourself. It won't be just something that I can only access. You guys will be able to do it yourself if you want a large scale ATM6, which, by the way, the parts for it weren't as expensive as I thought. I don't want to reveal what the cost was. That's something again for the video once we get to it in 2 weeks, but it's definitely something I'm considering to do, maybe 3 ATM6s. I'm sure a lot of you didn't see that coming, but yeah, I'm thinking 3 of those puppies. So we'll see how the first one goes. I wish week 19 was already here. I really want to build this ATM6, but it's gonna have to wait. I would do it next week, but the parts aren't gonna get here in time. Some of the parts had to be ordered internationally, and it'll take 2 weeks to get here. So that's why I'm just gonna wait until week 19 to do it. That's gonna be one you don't want to miss, that's for sure. All right, the wall was awesome, guys. Seeing the fractals was nice. Next segment, trenches and turret prototypes. Segment after that, ATM6. I am so excited for the ATM6. I hope you guys are too. I hope you have a great and wonderful day, guys. More videos are coming in here on the channel that aren't Crait related, so stay tuned to that. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.